All right, cool. All right, so another week, another episode. Jermaine, feeling good. Last week we had quite a robust discussion about business. I think you weren't feeling well, not COVID positive, just not feeling well,
Yeah.
uh, and um, and yeah, and we had a nice intense discussion about business. Our off air discussion was even more intense. So that was good.
Routines.
Yeah, maybe we should do
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the show prep note video
Mm,
sharing also. Um,
mm.
cool. I completely forgot what the topic is for today. What's the topic for today?
The the tools that entrepreneurs might need in their startup phase, tools like software, HR, IT, all those bouquets that small business normally gets like faced with. So yeah, that's in general what the conversation that we're going to delve into today, hopefully.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. Cool. So I mean, with every small business, you see it all over. Is well, I mean, you and I see it because we deal with a lot of businesses.
Yeah.
But you see, there's common things that businesses need, to run their business. I think the number one tool that everyone has is Excel. Like if you're not using Excel or some sort of spreadsheet, whether it's Google Sheets or whether it's you know whatever spreadsheet app there's out there,
Mm.
a spreadsheet app is an essential tool for any business. Um, James, what happened to your this graphic on your face? It's kind of weird. Like it's no, it's not that. It's like the signal is probably so bad. It's looking very very weird. Cool.
I was like, no,
It's not good.
it's
I
my
do
glasses.
your specs, yeah. Cool. So I mean,
So,
um, so yeah. So besides Excel, because Excel is a great tool and you can do a lot with Excel, but it can also be overwhelming for a lot of people in terms
for a
of
lot of people.
learning
Mm.
Excel, how to work with Excel, different stuff that they need to figure out. And if anybody wants to reach out to me to learn more about how to use Excel, you're welcome to do that through the comments. And I think I'll put a link where you can actually schedule a session with me, and I'll take you through some of the basics that you need as a business owner to be more effective in Excel. If you're interested in training, I'll be launching a training course soon. But for now, we're talking about the tools every business needs to operate in. And while I deal with a lot of businesses, I think the best person to talk about this in more detail is Jermaine.
Most common question that we normally get asked, especially in that startup phase, is what software do I need? What software do I need? And the market is so flooded at the moment with all these different software, especially the your online software,
Mm.
that it just confuses the clients. It confuses because they hear Zero, they hear Sage, they hear QuickBooks. It's everywhere on TV. Normally, especially the client base that we deal with, we because we are a partner with one or two of these companies. We normally just tell our clients, don't worry about what software to buy, etc. And we literally send them out there for a couple of months. Go do your thing. Focus on what you're good at. To do a quick catch up and to get the numbers in an acceptable state. That's the easy bit. Once there's traction and once there's meat to your numbers, then at that point, can do we look at is acquiring your own software as an entrepreneur the way to go? And just to add to what you said earlier, excuse me, what you said earlier is having a basic knowledge of Excel, because if you can keep your records initially on that Excel platform, then it just makes our jobs as an accounting advisor more, but easier than the
Yeah.
conventional 30 years ago where people used to dump all their stuff in the shoebox.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
so when we look at, I mean, every kind of business is going to be different. They're going to have different needs, but there's
Mm,
some commonalities across a business, and I'm sure your point of view and my point of view is going to be biased towards the things that we
mm,
interact with
mm,
on a daily, weekly basis. So
mm,
Excel, I think, is a great tool because it's going to give you universal usage. You know, if you need to
mm.
track sales, you're going to probably use Excel. You can even use Excel to start generating your first few invoices. You don't need an
100%.
online system. It's
Mm.
advisable to maybe look at some of the free versions like FreshBooks that have free version, and there's
Some of the banking apps has got the free,
some of
free
the banking apps.
accounting.
Yeah, so you just want to be
Yeah.
able to track your invoices. If you're sending out, it depends on also the volume of invoices that you send out. If you're sending out like 1,000 invoices a month, then that's great, but you want to use an online application or some sort of application to issue those invoices. You don't necessarily need an accounting system. You just need to be able to track what invoices were issued, right? So that's the one thing. And from a finance perspective, again, is tracking expenses isn't general. You don't need a system for that. You just, if you're using a business bank account. I mean, if you have a personal bank account, let's say you're a solopreneur, like, and you have your personal bank account, you're gonna have to just sit through that bank account at some point in Excel and mark the transactions of your that is related to your business. I mean, I'm sure, Jermaine, you've got something else to add on to when you have a personal account and you're running your business. What's your advice for someone doing that?
As a sole proprietor. Are you referring
Yeah,
to, so
yeah,
if someone is running as a sole proprietor and obviously is business income and expenditure sort of intertwined with his personal expenses, it's like you said now, and it's relatively easy. I mean, you online on your banking app or internet banking, and it's literally just downloading it into Excel and just separating, what's business related and what's personal. Um, the Obviously source documents in that in today's world, that can all be scanned, just to have that support behind the numbers. So don't throw your source documentation away, especially if you're sole proprietor, because the that separation or segregation of business and personal expenses do become a bit muddy if you're running as a sole prop. So definitely keep
do
your
you,
your
do you
source
still
documents.
advise people to run as sole proprietorships? I mean, I'm think of
No,
it, and I just can't see any reason why someone would still do that. I mean, I
no,
get it if you
no.
maybe sort of at a start up in its idea phase and you're tinkering
Mm,
around, but once you got
mm,
some traction,
mm,
even if you're making $1,000 a month, the
mm.
way I see
Yeah.
it is that then is taxed at your personal income level. Whereas if you run it through a business,
Mm.
that
More
tax,
tax breaks.
you can claim
Yeah, yeah.
expenses. As a sole proprietor, you can't actually claim expenses. Or do I misunderstand that?
No, no, no. You're on the right track there. I also think the danger or the risk attached to running as a sole proprietor, if you engaging with third parties, etc., and the business goes pear shaped, then they come after you in your personal capacity. So, I mean, we can probably at some point in the next couple of episodes, we can probably talk about those various vehicles that's available to you once you mature into, okay, you start up as a sole prop, and then, you kind of, your next step up would be obviously partnerships as neither here nor there, but, forming a company, because a lot more, if you want to interact with government, for example, it's very difficult for you to get any sort of contract, if you're not formalized, if I can put it that way. So
Yeah,
I haven't seen,
cool.
to answer your question, I haven't seen a lot of sole props out there.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah.
Yeah, it's also I feel that it talks about the mindset of where you are and your business journey, man. If you don't take it serious enough to register an entity, then
Yeah.
you're always gonna play small. I don't know
Yeah, I
any
mean,
large
yeah,
companies that
100%.
you know.
It's also the perception, Richard, like you said now. It's also the perception, people say, oh, you're sole proprietor. I mean, even the basic stuff like an email address, for example, and I'm not slating, when people
The
their business
Gmails.
address is Gmail or Yahoo, people look at that and they're like, okay, it's amazing how people perceive a business. I mean, that could be a fantastic business, but they look at the email account and they go, "Oh, okay, it's a Gmail account." And I know a lot of successful guys that still got Gmail accounts. So I'm not slating them. I'm just saying
Yeah,
it's perception. That's
it
what,
is.
what
It
people
is.
on the outside is looking at. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and I don't think people actually understand how cheap and how easy it is to set these things up. I mean, you don't have to be a technical person to set up your own domain name. Like you can go through like a company called Zanilo, they used to be called Hetzner, and you can order a
Mm,
domain, like, and it will set your email up, and they'll send you all the help files of how to get started. Or you can, I mean, I don't know who out there doesn't have an IT friend that can help them. I mean, if you are out there and you're running as a sole proprietor or you're running as a business but you don't have a proper like email address, like comment. I'd love to know if you've got a proper email address, your business address, or you're still using a
mm.
Gmail. And oh, for the love, please tell me not using Yahoo. I think all Yahoo
Or
addresses get
Hotmail.
banned
Hotmail.
automatically. Hotmail, oh
Hotmail.
goodness, Hotmail. Yeah, so I
Well,
mean,
Richard, this is another tool, I guess, right? You normally, even with the startup, so even before a lot of the guys when they come to us are like, Jermaine, I want to start a business, and that old adage about, okay, so I asked them, what are you going to call this business? Normally, what I tell them is, fine, you want to call the business X, Y, and Z. First, check for me if there's a domain available for X, Y, and Z. Because normally we have to reserve a name, but that's a bit tricky because there's a million names out there on the CIPC database. So if you want a very specific name, I always tell the client to go back, check if the domain's available, so that if you do get that name, then you've locked the domain in as well. So it just all adds to that whole professionalism once a company is registered. So I guess email branding. It's all part of that initial. Even though you might think branding comes towards the end of a couple of months into your trade, you want to start looking at branding, etc. It
mm,
actually starts at the beginning, because like you say now with these Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo, have a domain locked in that's linked to your name. Um, and with that comes the email accounts, because I'm sitting here on the other side and you try to tender for a piece of work that's out there, and I see a Jermaine at Yahoo.
yeah.
Immediately I go into the defensive. It's probably unfair towards the entrepreneur, but it just is that way. It's people have perceptions, and
Yeah. So
they're not gonna. You're not.
if you ever wanted to know sort of where to go, and I've got the website open now. It's http coza.net.za. So that I'll put it in the description. So you can go there, and if you scroll down here, you'll see the who is registration details. So you click on that, and if you type in e-magination, which is our website,
Mm.
it'll tell you sort of the registration of that. So a lot of information is redacted, but that's fine. But it'll tell you if a domain is available or not. So if you want to, my awesome business.co.za, that's probably not awesome. Yeah, it's available. So there you
It's
go.
available.
That's
There you go.
that's how you can do it. So it's coza, so it's coza.net.za, and the who is description, and that will get you what it is that you're looking for.
Yeah, it's that easy, because you know how many times a client would, if I tell them, okay, you need to reserve three names, think of three names that I can apply a name for. It stumps them, eh?
Yeah, it
Like,
does.
I mean, I'm not the most creative when it comes to selecting a name, but sure, it's a tough one. So you got to think carefully about, the
Mm.
direction you want to go in terms of your startup. So yeah, very
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, and I mean, look, the name isn't important in the end. The
Mm,
name actually isn't
mm,
important. There's companies
mm,
like that's registered as ABC Trading,
mm,
so and like they do good business, man. Like if you've got a product that someone loves and likes and whatever it is, like your
mm.
domain, your internet domain doesn't have to be the same as your business name. So there's a lot of
100%.
stuff that you can do. Like don't get locked into that. Don't let that stop you from taking the journey of starting a business.
Mm,
Like make
mm,
sure that you've got the right head on for why you want to start this business and the value you feel you can bring to a market that has an appetite for what it is. Excuse me, that
mm.
has an appetite for what it is that you uniquely bring to the world and to the market. So I mean, so don't let those things stop you. They aren't that expensive. I think registering a domain is 79 rand a year. If you go to Zanilo's website, you can check all of their details. But I think it's like 79 rand a year, and that's where you get your own email address, and that's just sort of you getting your emails to your email account and you can use some web interface. And I think it's also possible to connect your Gmail to use that email address, like so it can still come from you, so you can create aliases and all this stuff from Gmail. So I mean, those options are there to you. So great. So we've got two business tools there, right there. So we've got Excel as a tool. You need some sort of invoicing software depending on your volume. If you're low volume, you can just use Excel to start. But there's a lot of free options available in terms of invoicing. You don't need a full-on accounting system, not yet, not in the beginning, at least. And your bank account. So then we got three. Your bank account is a system that you're using to be able to track your expenses. A invoicing system to be able to track the invoices that you've issued, because you're going to need to calculate your profitability and potentially your cash flow. Those two things will help you get to that understanding. And using a tool like Excel will be able to produce a cash flow report for you. If you don't have a cash flow report in your business, you need to be looking at cash flow. It is super important. It is probably the most important tool in business, because in the end it's about liquidity, and cash flow is your liquidity. It is how much money you have available in the future, for the expenses that you're going to incur and run your business. And then an email, so that's for communication, right? Besides a computer, you probably need a computer, but we're talking about software. What are the
Yeah.
common the things that you see people using? So what are